This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Well, PLP Chairman and Senator Fred Mitchell is also criticizing the emergency order declared yesterday by Prime Minister. Mr. Mitchell says this calls into question an abuse of power by the Prime Minister, adding that the government has not indicated the degree to which the virus may affect the Bahamas. Mr. Mitchell has asked for more provisions to supplement the need that may exist if the virus hits the Bahamas worse than expected.
So now, for 11 days and nights, maybe more, there's hardly to be any work. Businesses are shut down. The public services are at a stop. Schools are closed. But the bills, of course, will keep piling up. Our freedom of speech can be threatened with arrest and detention by order of the Prime Minister. Now, if they say, and they haven't said, that we are going to have masses of cases of this virus and disease which follows if we don't lock ourselves up, where are the respirators, the test kits, the hospital beds, the dosages of medicine, the food storage to avoid what we see happening in Italy, if that is the example they expect? You know, Bob Marley wrote a song a long time ago, and it said, 3 o'clock, roadblock, curfew.
The PLP contends that the emergency order declared by the Prime Minister was rushed.
So here's what the PLP calls for. First of all, follow the directions of the professionals on sanitation. Washing hands is the main one, they say. And then we call on the government to do testing, and more testing. Right now, we have the impression that the authorities in this country, the F&M, have no idea of how widespread this matter is in the Bahamas, yet they are confining us to our homes. Isn't it ironic now that an F&M Prime Minister, by order, is confining us to our islands, and worse than that, to our yards? My. These are the last days, eh?
Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says that the deliberate spreading and creation of fake news is now criminalized. Among the many emergency measures taken to fight against the spreading of COVID-19 in the Bahamas. In his address yesterday, Dr. Minnis not only condemned fake news and misinformation, he has also declared that it is now classified as a criminal act.
The regulations in the proclamation of the emergency orders, deliberate creation of fake news for the purpose of inciting and panic. This is an important and necessary. Democratic countries around the world are having difficulties. Individuals are deliberately circulating lies and false information to cause panic, unrest, violence, and confusion. In some countries, race has led to killings by those who incited fear and panic.
During his address, Dr. Minnis acknowledged that a fake document was circulating around social media that was not released by the government and branded it as an intentional and malicious attack that could cause panic and harm. Dr. Minnis warns that spreading fear into the public by releasing such things could even lead to grave consequences.
Individuals are deliberately circulating lies and false information to cause panic, unrest, violence, and confusion. In some countries, race has led to killings by those who incited fear and panic. In our democracy, freedom of speech has always come with abilities and with limits.
This is not the first time Dr. Minnis has expressed his negative feelings towards fake news. Dr. Minnis has warned Bahamians on multiple occasions to avoid false news, false remedies, and information that does not come from credible and reliable sources, such as news outlets. Dr. Minnis again urges Bahamians to be responsible for what they say and to fight against the spread of COVID-19 by fighting the spreading of fake news. Atlantis has temporarily suspended its casino, which came into effect today for a period of 4 weeks. In a communication to its casino staff, Atlanta's Senior Vice President of Human Resources, Karen Carey, noted that regrettably, casino staff will be affected by the closure and will be temporarily laid off during this period. Earlier this week, the hotel asked employees to volunteer to take earned vacation days or 2 weeks of unpaid leave as the hotel seeks to shoulder the burden which has been wrought by the COVID-19 pandemic. Ms. Carey advises them that in the event they have accrued vacation, the company will honor the same and they will be paid accordingly. Ms. Carey reiterated that the hotel understands the impact the closure will have on the employees during this period and assured staff of the hotel management's commitment to support them as they all have to navigate through these uncertain times. Just this past Wednesday, Tourism Minister Dionisio D'Aguilar said that Bahamians should prepare for an economic calamity that will exceed that of Hurricane Dorian as the global tourism industry shuts down. In crime news, an early morning homicide here in the capital leaves police searching for the triggerman behind the shooting. The victim was gunned down shortly after 3 this morning. According to police, it was around that time that 3 men were standing outside a home on Albatross Road, Stapleton Gardens, when a silver vehicle pulled up. A man exited the vehicle armed with a firearm and shot one of the men before getting back into that vehicle and speeding away. Paramedics were called to the scene, however, they were unable to revive the victim. Police are now appealing to anyone who may have information in this latest homicide to contact the Central Detective Unit at 502-9991 or 2, Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS, or the nearest police station. Again, investigations are ongoing. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.